All right, and welcome back to Dead End Gaming. I'm DeadEndDragon, and today I'm not on screen because I want to show you guys how to use your own Talksprites in that. So for what I've done, this is just OBS, pretty basic setup I did real quick here for this example, so we can just focus on how you get your Talksprites on to your streams and that, and how that all kind of works. How I've done that in this method. So you've got your background, you've got your video capture device, which will be your game and your audio. However you have it set up, it's probably gonna be way different than this and much nicer. But once you have that set up, it's pretty easy. You make a new scene. I'm gonna call it neutral. Neutral, if I can spell. So neutral. Now I have a plain blank scene to work with. So we're gonna go into here and we're gonna take a scene. And we're going to add existing. We're not creating a new scene. We're adding an existing. And I'm taking this video nesting scene. This is our previous scene where everything is all that in. Now that's the same as this one, except it's just all in one thing. You can just move all of it around however you want in that. So you'll probably want that exactly where it's at. You lock that down. That won't lock any of these assets. So if you want to move it, then you can. And this scene is the same exact thing. Put that back. So now that we've got this nested scene. Now we're going to add an image. And this is pretty much the only thing we're going to add. Normally, I'd name it neutral again. But you can't name it the same thing. So I usually go and do like a dash and a space. And then it's just neutral. And I know that's the image I'm using. And then we'll have neutral. What I do is then I'll place it here. And all of these guys are generally, what I try to do is keep them all the same size. What I've been doing with Cheitora is we've made a different system as we've moved on. So we're working on standardizing all of them, but generally want them all about the same size so they look about the same. So what we're going to do is I'm going to duplicate this scene and I'm going to call this one happy. And then we're going to get rid of this. So you'll notice we have neutral and then we have happy. So I'm going to add an image on this one, and we're going to do dash happy again, and then like that. And we put them down right in the same spot. So now you'll notice it kind of fades. That's an auto transition it's doing. It's doing the scene transition fade. Change that to cut. Boop, 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 boop. And you can see now I'm like talking in that. And when I'm not, I just change to my neutral scene. So kind of happy in that. So I'll make a third one real quick just so we have something to play around with. I'll call it explaining. Explaining. This is one of my personal favorites. Oh, I didn't do that's fine. I just do it normally. You can also do it this way. Just grab your video nesting scene again. And then an image. That's another fine way you can do it. You can totally do that. Explaining. And you can name these whatever you want, whatever makes it easiest for you. But I like to name them like that. So I'll put explaining on there. Put them right there. So now we can cut between them like this. Yay. All right. Mine, again, like I said, mine are a little different from all the sizing on stuff and how we did stuff. We're working on standardized. So my pictures aren't perfect. But that's kind of how you go between the Talksprites. That's how I do it. Now, for when we're streaming, that's the back end for how you set it up. It's pretty quick and easy. Like I said, you just take your normal scene. You know where you're going to place your character, like right about here. And then you put them in. Usually I make them a lot smaller so they'll fit, and then you can have more of the game screen in that. But up to you on how big or where you want to place them or what they look like. But that's the setup for that part. As for the streaming setup, now we got to go into the Stream Deck. You can use Stream Deck or any other manager. I think Leon ran board or other applications are out there. If you look like Stream Deck or similar or Stream Deck for like iPhone, because there's a lot of different things that can control OBS. It's up to you to what you want to use. I have a Stream Deck. I like using Stream Deck. It's comfortable to me. It's familiar, and it works with Elgato very easily because it's an Elgato product. So I'm going to just go into one of my new folders. I made a new folder for examples for this. And all you have to do is there's going to be like a list of a bunch of different things you can do. No matter what app, there's going to be a bunch of different things you can do. I go into my streaming software app. For me, that's OBS. And then I'm going to take a scene. And what this does is it's going to change it to that scene. So I'm going to put 3 up here. What I do is I'll keep them separated by emotions. So happy and like explaining would normally be next to each other, and I'd put like sads and stuff over here, like angry over on one side. Like I'll kind of like put my emotions next to each other, so I know kind of where I'm going on this mood board, basically. And then that's all you really need to do there. You can change these. I typically have them all changed to like their image, so I know exactly which image I'm switching to. But for this example, I'm just going to skip over that for now. We have it all set up to explaining, happy, and our neutral scene. So that's all we got to go here. So we're going to go back into OBS. And now you can see I'm just hitting these buttons to change it. Let me open up and you'll be able to see next to it what I'm doing. So I basically go from my neutral to my happy to my explaining, and you can kind of see how I do that. And then when I decided I want to talk again, I just have to remember to keep doing that. It's a bit of practice to get that going and remember to hit buttons. But you get used to it a bit, and once you're used to it, you can change between your Talksprites. Now for these games, I would highly recommend doing more like turn by turn based or other stuff like that, or something you have time with game wise to do, because this is really hard to do with an action game or something that you need to have camera on. But you can. It's still doable. You can do it. I've done Star Fox with it. It was a pain in the butt, very hard, but we did it. So that's all you got to do, though. I think that's all I wanted to say. You basically just, like I said, just set up your main scene, your nest scene, however you want. This would be like at your normal stream screen. Get your images on, and just nest them in, and then you just get your Stream Deck or equivalent, and you get your buttons all set up, and then you're all set to go. Don't forget to set up all your other buttons, because like in here with streaming, I've got a bunch of other things going on. So I'll have like our stream starting screen or our be right back screen you can see. So we got those. But then you can go into like here, and then you have all your Talksprites that you can connect to and then just use. So that's the Talksprite method. That's all I got for you guys today. I hope it's very useful for you. And with that, I will see you all. First thing, I need to thank Cheitora. Thank you, Cheitora, for making all the cool images I used, and for this example that we're using right now. You do the awesome art. And don't forget to thank your artists. It's very important. It's cool. They deserve it, and it gives more work their way and makes them cool artists. So now with that, I think that's everything I've got. So with that, I will see you all next time.